For years, Ndibo have demanded one simple thing: fairness, not privilege, not favoritism, just fairness. In a country of 6 geopolitical zones, each with 6 or 7 states, only one region, the Southeast, has 5 states, 5 governors, 5 sets of senators, 5 opportunities in a political system built on numbers. And yet, every election cycle, politicians come with the same old song: we will correct the imbalance, we will give the Southeast an additional state. But behind the speeches, behind the committees, behind the endless promises, lies a truth many Nigerians do not know. The fight for a 6th state is not just about fairness, it is not just about equity, and it is not just about federal allocation. At the heart of it lies something bigger: power, influence, and the Southeast's chance of ever producing a Nigerian president. Because in a country where numbers determine political destiny, having fewer states means fewer delegates, fewer senators, fewer House members, fewer votes, and fewer pathways to Aso Rock. In this video, we explore the truths they don't want to tell you, while the Southeast may never get the promised 6 states, and why this denial quietly weakens the region's dream of producing a Nigerian president. Welcome to this deep investigative documentary. The story begins the same way every time. A lawmaker stands up in Abuja and declares that the National Assembly is considering the creation of a new state. Newspaper headlines explode. Traditional rulers travel to the capital. Politicians grant interviews. Committees are formed. Political hearings are announced. The Southeast rejoice. At least they are listening, the statement. But behind the scenes, insiders know the truth. These hearings are designed for political optics, not outcomes. They appear during strategic moments, before elections, when national tension is rising, when allegations of marginalization surface, when politicians need the Southeast to calm down or lend support. In fact, no Nigerian National Assembly from 1999 till date has genuinely pushed the Southeast as 6 states beyond the level of talk, because the political class understands something the public often misses: an additional states will strengthen the Southeast politically. A stronger Southeast changes the presidential calculations. So, the creation of the 6 states becomes an annual ritual, a political carrot used to buy peace, loyalty, and support. A promise meant to be repeated, not fulfilled. But the biggest barrier is not even politics. It is the Constitution itself. The Nigerian Constitution makes the state's creation nearly impossible. To create a new state, the Southeast must pass all of these. First, 2/3 of the local government in the area must approve. 2/3 of the state's assembly nationwide must approve. A referendum must be held and passed. 2/3 of both chambers of the National Assembly must approve. The president must finally sign it into law. This process is not a mistake. It was intentionally designed by military leaders who wanted stability, limited agitation, and central control. They built a system where any region seeking fairness must beg for national approval. This means the Southeast cannot create a state by itself. It must convince the entire country to agree, including regions that believe they have nothing to gain from empowering the Southeast. Why? Because the state creation in Nigeria is not just about new boundaries. It is about new senators, new delegates, new federal allocation, new votes in the National Assembly, new influence in presidential primaries. This is where the story becomes deeper. Every new state increases a region's power. The Senate seats rise from 15 to 18. House seats increases. Party delegates multiply. Federal allocation grows. That transformation directly affects who becomes president. And that is where the resistance begins. Because some regions believe the Southeast should not gain political weight without them gaining something too. And that takes us to the biggest political factor of all. Nigeria's political structure rests on one principle. No region should gain power without the others adjusting. The North currently has 19 states. The Southwest has 6. The South-South has 6. The Northwest alone has 7. But the Southeast has only 5. On paper, everyone agrees this is unfair. But politically, correcting it changes the balance of power. Let's break this down. 1. A 6 states for the Southeast means more senators, and a stronger Southeast bloc. Every state gets 3 senators. A 6 states gives Ndibo more committee chairmen, stronger influence in confirmation and national decisions, a larger voting bloc during constitutional amendments. These matters because the presidential power in Nigeria is determined by alliances in the Senate and the House. A stronger Southeast reduces the dominance of regions with larger blocs, especially the far north. 2. The party primary delegates increase. In Nigerian presidential primaries, states with more delegates strongly influence who emerges as the candidate for the APC, the PDP, the Labour Party, or any other major political party in the country. With 5 states, the Southeast enters presidential primaries with the lowest delegate count in the country. 6 states increase their influence in choosing presidential flag bearers. Many political bloc knows this and quietly opposing it. 3. More states, more bargaining power during zoning. Presidential zoning in Nigeria is not an emotional game. It is mathematical. Regions with more states, more delegates, more lawmakers, local government chairmen, party structures have stronger negotiating power. This is why the Southwest produced Obasanjo, the Northwest produced Yar'Adua and Buhari, and the minority South-South produced the Goodluck Jonathan through a political accident. But the Southeast, with the smallest structural members, consistently loses the presidential argument. A 6-state changes that equation, and this is precisely why power blocks in the North and even parts of the Southwest quietly resist it. 4. There is fear of strengthening the Igbo presidential push, whether openly said or quietly whispered. Many power blocks believe once you balance the Southeast with 6 states, their argument for presidency becomes unchallenged because the conversation shifts from give them equity first to they have equity now, let them run. Many politicians do not want to deal with that shift, so they keep the Southeast structurally weak, not out of hatred but out of strategic calculation, because in Nigeria, power protects itself. Even if Nigeria woke up tomorrow ready to create a state, the Southeast faces a painful internal obstacle. The region has never agreed on which states it truly wants. At least 7 proposals exist. The Olu State, Abakaliki or Wawa State, Adada State, Etiti State, Aba State, Njaba State, and Nyoma State. But the Igbo-speaking people who are part of Delta State, each zone insists they deserve the new states. Senators fight for their own vision. House members push their own maps. Traditional rulers lobby for their clans. Communities compete. Even activists divide along local interests. This lack of unity hurts the region in 3 powerful ways. 1. It makes the Southeast look unprepared. National Assembly simply tells them, go and harmonize your requests, and that becomes a perfect excuse for delay. 2. It weakens the Southeast presidential argument. When a region cannot agree on a basic structural demand, opponents claim they are not politically organized enough to negotiate the presidency. Unity fuels bargaining power. Division kills it. And 3. It gives Abuja a reason to ignore the issue internally. If the Southeast came with one proposal, one united voice, the pressure would be far stronger. But instead, Abuja sees fragmentation and does what Abuja does best: delay, distract, and dodge. And that leads us to the final truth. The Southeast deserves the 6 states, morally, politically and historically, but this promise was never designed to be fulfilled. Politicians know the Constitution blocks it. The geopolitical zone balance fears it. Other regions would demand their own states. The Southwest wants more. The North wants more. Niger Delta wants more. The Southeast is divided internally, and yet they keep promising. Why? Because the Southeast demand is politically valuable. It is emotional. It is historical. It is tied to justice. It is tied to marginalization. And now, more than ever, it is tied to the region's dream of producing a Nigerian president. Denying the Southeast its 6 states weakens their presidential push by keeping their delegates low, reducing their bargaining power, weakening their negotiation strengths in national politics, limiting their Senate and House influence, undercutting their argument for full national inclusion. Politicians knows all of this, but they also know something else. As long as the 6 states remains a dream, they can keep using it to win votes, appease anger, and manipulate political emotion. So, the promise will continue. The hearing will continue. The committee will continue. The headlines, indeed, would also continue. But the creation, probably not. Because the moment Nigeria creates that 6 states, the Southeast becomes structurally strong, and their argument to the presidency becomes impossible to deny. And again, other regions are already even demanding for an additional state for their region. And that is the truth the political class does not want to say out loud. The Southeast is not asking for too much. A 6 states is simply fairness, a correction of imbalance, a restoration of equity. But the denial of these states is not random. It is not accidental. It is not oversight. It is strategic, because the day the Southeast gets its 6 states, to balance it up, the conversation about producing a Nigerian president changes forever. The region gains more senators, more delegates, more bargaining power, more votes, more federal influence, more political weights, and a stronger voice in zoning debates. And Nigeria knows this. That is why the Southeast keeps hearing promises, but sees no action. Until the Constitution is rewritten, until the region speaks with one voice, and until the political class is ready to confront the truth, the Southeast may continue to chase this justice, but Nigeria may never deliver it. And that is the truth they don't want to tell you.